We have Vatican guidelines for ghosts, y'all. Wealthy are now at Walmart. What does that mean? And the most advanced humanoid has been unveiled. I got some stuff going on with regards to China. We're going to jump into it. This is current events for May 20th, 2024. I am your host, Sot L, seeker of truth L, speaker of truth L. You're off work. You're wondering what's going on. I'm going to let you know. Appreciate you checking out the current events. Let's jump into the Dizzery dance. Make sure you check out welcome to thefoundation.com. It's a luxurious site. Lots of information, free PDFs, free, information. Look, just do or dance. At the very least, sign up for the email list. Here's the box right here. We appreciate you. Moving forward, we have the most comprehensive trustee administration training available. A lot of people hit me up. They'll say, hey, I just learned how to administer trust. Well, with this training, you learn how to create private trusts and administer them. Hands down, you do the training once. You won't need to do trustee training again. Link in the description if you would like to sign up. Go at your own pace. You watch videos, do your dance. There's stuff mailed to you. There's stuff that you receive via email. It's a comprehensive setup. You have any questions, email support at welcometothefoundation.com. We also have the how to start a business full course. It's very, very comprehensive. I know a lot of people may think that maybe that's too comprehensive. I just want a quick fix. I understand, but you're doing yourself a disservice. We're talking about family wealth. We're talking about financial freedom. You owe it to yourself. $99.99. That's it. Link in the description for that. We are currently on the Foundation magazine issue with regards to private wealth, private family wealth foundations. We're going to get into it. I'm working with, D to get it done. I got a draft today. It's looking luxurious. If you're interested in the Foundation magazine, we have a print edition and we have a digital edition. So you can subscribe to the digital or the print. Completely up to you. Link in the description. Appreciate you, everyone. Let's go and look, we're going. Biden announces new tariffs on Chinese EVs, semiconductors, solar cells, and more. I do want to point out the date. This was May 14th, a few days ago, but you'll see why it's so relevant. So what's going on? President Biden announced new tariffs last week on Chinese electric vehicles, semiconductors, batteries, solar cells, steel, and aluminum. The tariffs on Chinese EVs will rise to 100%, quadrupling the current tariff of 25%. So if there's a Chinese electric vehicle that you like and you want to purchase it from China, if it costs $200,000 US, you're going to have to pay $400,000 US just for the car. That doesn't include import fees, things of that nature. Not a good look. It's the latest bid by the Biden administration to keep China from undercutting US companies and threatening US manufacturing jobs, many of which are union jobs. At the White House, the president recognized union workers in the crowd along with members of Congress from key manufacturing and swing states. Mr. Biden said he's, quote, proud, end quote, to be labeled, quote, the most pro-union president in American history, end quote. This guy, man, he says what he wants. Quote, I'm determined that the future of electric vehicles be made in America by union workers, period, end quote, he said. The president is directing the tariff on solar cell imports from China to double to 50%. Tariff rates on certain steel and aluminum products will more than triple to 25%, up from 7.5% or less. The Biden administration is also doubling tariffs on Chinese semiconductors from 25 to 50% and increasing tariffs on Chinese medical supplies, batteries, critical minerals, and ship-to-shore cranes. And then remember this, critical minerals. Y'all remember that, okay? Just follow me. Critical minerals. Remember that. Moving forward, China dumps USD 22.7 billion in U.S. Treasury bills amid deepening strategic rivalry. I had to find this, the Indian Times, man. This is the place I found this. This is from 2 days ago. So this is the response to China. China's Forex reserves, the world's highest totaled U.S. 3.2457 trillion last month, according to the state-run Xinhua news agency. China has offloaded $22.7 billion in U.S. Treasury bills recently over concerns with regards to security and a further delay to expected interest rate cuts by the American Federal Reserve amidst its intensified strategic rivalry with Washington. The second largest economy offloaded $22.7 billion of the bills in February. That's 1 month, with its total holdings adding up to $775 billion as of the end of that month. The Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post quoted figures released by the U.S. Treasury Department Wednesday. China's forex reserves, the world's highest, totaled $3.2457 trillion last month, according to the state-run news agency. For years, U.S. Treasury bills were traditionally China's preferred choice to invest its forex reserves, but in recent years, Beijing steadily diversifies its reserves as its strategic rivalry with Washington intensified. And I will say that, you know, the Western powers freezing the Russian assets, Russian money in Europe and United States, and looking to send that possibly to Ukraine, that's probably not a good dance. I don't think that's a good dance. I mean, truthfully, you know, I'm being serious. How much faith do you have in the currency of a country that basically just stole the money of or from one of your partners, your neighbors? Actually, China's, you know, they're neighbors. They're neighbors with Russia. So, you know, if your friend has a bank account and they're like, hey, man, we bank at the same bank, and you know what they did? They straight up stole my money. You're going to go to that bank and take your money out. Bottom line, Vatican preparing guidelines for apparitions, other supernatural phenomena. Apparitions are appearances or communication with divine beings such as saints, angels, or Christ himself. Man, what's going on, y'all? The Vatican is preparing to release a document giving guidance on how to discern supernatural phenomena. The Holy See Press Office announced the upcoming document will be published yesterday. Well, it was published. Well, it wasn't yesterday. 3 days ago. With a live stream press conference featuring prefect for the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith, Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez. Fernandez has previously said that the dicastery is, quote, in the process of finalizing a new text with clear guidelines and norms for the discernment of apparitions and other phenomena, end quote. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Y'all tell me what's happening. I had some people say the eclipse changed everything. I don't know what to believe. I deal in facts. Fact is, Home Depot misses on revenue as high interest rates hurt sales. It hurt them. Home Depot posted quarterly revenue below Wall Street's expectations as shoppers postponed bigger discretionary projects like bath and kitchen remodels because of higher interest rates and made spring purchases late. Still, the home improvement retailer reaffirmed its full-year guidance, which includes an additional week from the prior year. Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. Quote, the home improvement customer is extremely healthy from a financial perspective. And so it's not the case of not having the ability to spend. What they tell us is that they're just simply deferring these projects as given higher rates. It just doesn't seem the right moment to execute. I don't know what that means. Rates aren't, I don't think rates, let me just be quiet. Reddit stock jumps after open AI partnership. I don't know if you know what Reddit is. Some people don't, mostly it was, for us nerds and stuff, but, they partnered with OpenAI. And, the stock jumped. I think it dropped a little bit afterwards. But if you're on Reddit, I'm just saying this, there's AI on Reddit now. Do your dance. China unveils historic step to stabilize crisis hit property sector. They're having property issues over there, too. With the central bank facilitating 1 trillion yuan, which is 138 billion in extra funding and easing mortgage rules, and local government set to buy some apartments. Investors hope the measures mark the beginning of a more decisive government intervention to compensate for waning demand for new and old apartments. to slow down falling prices and reduce a growing stock of unsold homes. Analysts have long called for the government to step in with its own purchases to prop up the sector, which at its peak accounted for a fifth of GDP and remains a major drag on the world's second biggest economy. So the government is stepping in with regards to the market and the housing dance over there. CNBC quiet wealth takes on a new meaning with super private deals for mansions, art, and classic cars. Things are being sold. It's being sold off market. Please understand, all the properties I bought, or I have bought on behalf of a structure specifically, were off market. And you're gonna see a lot of that take off. The rich have taken quiet wealth to a new level, turning to private purchases of mansions, art, and classic cars designed to avoid attention. And now I tell my listeners, look, real wealth is held in true tangible assets. That's gold, silver, other precious metals, collectible art, collectible cars, diamonds, emeralds, pearls, some real estate. Listen, auction companies and luxury real estate brokers say wealthy buyers and sellers are increasingly turning to private sales and off-market listings to avoid social media and prying eyes. While public auction sales are declining in the art world, private sales done behind closed doors between discreet buyers and sellers are growing. Last year, while combined public auction sales for Sotheby's, Christie's, and Phillips fell by 19%, private sales increased by 4% at Sotheby's and 5% at Christie's, totaling $2.4 billion across the two auction houses. CNBC reported in February that Christie's had sold a Mark Rothko painting for over $100 million to hedge fund billionaire Ken Griffin, even as public auctions continue to decline. Classic cars are also seeing a shift to private sales, especially with the most expensive and rare models. RM Sotheby's, the classic car auction company, has sold trophy Ferraris, Porsches, and other trophy cars by public auction for more than 30 years. But its newly formed RM Sotheby's private sales division has seen its sales more than quadruple over the past 4 years, according to Shelby Myers, global head of private sales for RM Sotheby's. And listen, social media, these people want to be private. There's a thing, with regards to privacy, and it's when there's a trend within the social fabric of the country to, flaunt wealth and, do the big Willie dance or, floss, make it rain, all that dance. When that's cool, the wealthy participate and they'll show out with you. But when you're in declining economies, declining economic cycles, man, they're going to continue to do their dance. You're just not going to know it. Look, CNN. The world faces a shortage of minerals needed for the energy transition. Remember when I said, remember that from that previous article? The world is facing a shortage of the minerals needed to make electric vehicles, wind turbines, solar panels, and other clean energy technologies essential to ending its reliance on fossil fuels. The Paris-based International Energy Agency said in a report published Friday, so that was last week, that steep drops in the prices of lithium, cobalt, nickel, and graphite last year were, quote, good news for consumers, end quote, but discouraged investment in the mining of those critical minerals. The world is on track meet only 70%. Yo, how did these people write? How did they get these jobs? I don't understand. I feel like 1 out of every 8 articles I read, these people, and who's the editor? The world is on track to meet only 70% of global copper demand and 50% of lithium demand by 2035, the agency said. Quote, the world's appetite for technologies such as solar panels, electric cars, and batteries is growing fast, but we cannot satisfy it without reliable and expanding supplies of critical minerals. Investment in critical mineral mining grew 10% last year, a rate the agency says is, quote, healthy but slower than in 2022. The IEA forecast that investors would need to pour $800 billion into mining projects between now and 2040 to stand a chance of limiting the rise of global temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Prices for some critical minerals have returned to their lower pre-panorama levels, with those needed to make batteries falling particularly sharply. The price declines were caused by a strong increase in supply that outpaced growth in demand over the past 2 years. The price of lithium cratered 75% in 2023, while prices for cobalt, nickel, and graphite plunged between 30 to 45%. Those falls helped drive down the price of batteries by 14%. But concentration of critical minerals production in a small number of countries increases the risk shortages, the agency warned. It expects that between now and 2030, as much as 75% of the growth in the supply of lithium, nickel, cobalt, and rare earth elements will come from just a handful of countries. For the types of graphite used in batteries, nearly 95% of the supply growth will likely come from China. And guess where it's not going? United States. Quote, these high levels of supply concentration represent a risk for the speed of energy transitions as it makes supply chains and routes more vulnerable to disruption, whether from extreme weather, trade disputes, or geopolitics. And that's what hey man, we're entering a world that's going to be very different from the ones that we knew or the one that we knew. CNBC, Walmart says more diners are buying its groceries as fast food gets pricey. Basically, you went from not eating out at restaurants to eating fast food. Now fast food is too expensive. Now people are starting to buy food from Walmart. Forget the drive-through. Walmart wants diners to find a value meal in its grocery aisles. As fast food gets pricier, the nation's largest grocer sees a sales opportunity. On a call with CNBC on Thursday, Walmart Chief Financial Officer John David Rainey said some of the discounter's sales growth in the recent quarter came from customers who turn to its grocery aisles for cheaper meals than they can get at quick service restaurants. Quote, it's roughly 4.3 times more expensive to eat out than it is to eat at home, end quote, he said. And he continued to say, and that's benefiting our business as customers see some grocery items stay the same price, so even become cheaper. The gap between buying menu items and cooking food at home has grown even wider, he said. Walmart's strong traffic and quarterly results are at odds with those of the restaurant companies, including McDonald's, Starbucks, and Yum Brands. Foot traffic to limited service chains, which includes fast food and fast casual restaurants, fell 3.5% in the first quarter, according to Revenue Management Solutions. Restaurant executives blame bad weather in January and February. Wasn't it La Nina? And a consumer slowdown, particularly among lower income diners. I feel like it was La Nina. It was a very, very, very mild winter for those who had winters. Like many restaurants, I mean, okay, there could have been hurricanes and rains and so on and so forth. McDonald's has faced backlash to its prices. An $18 Big Mac combo sold at one of its franchise restaurants in Connecticut went viral on social media, prompting executives to defend the chain's pricing on its conference call. The burger giant reported disappointing U.S. same-store sales growth of 2.5%, suggesting that its foot traffic fell during the quarter. It's not looking good. Walmart's out here today. CNBC, Walmart. Affluent consumers are creating a bubble at Walmart, warns retailer's former CEO, Bill Simon. Higher income consumers may be creating a frothy situation at Walmart, even though affluent shoppers help drive the retailer's latest beat on quarterly results. Former Walmart CEO warns they'll be hard to keep. Quote, the Walmart experience is better than it used to be, but it's still not a premium experience. Walmart is built on convenience, cost, and assortment, not on service, he told CNBC's Fast Money. As the economic challenges abate, service will become more important than convenience and price, and we'll see a shift back to some of those consumers. That's the bubble. His warning comes with Walmart stock hitting all-time highs, going back to August 1972 when it began trading on the NYSE. Shares surged almost 7% on Thursday after the discount retailer's fiscal first quarter adjusted earnings and revenue beat estimates. Walmart reported high-income consumers helped drive profits, particularly in its grocery business. High-income consumers are buying groceries at Walmart, y'all. What does that mean? What does that tell you? Quote, the challenge is that the tailwinds that have come from food inflation that have pushed Walmart along will reverse eventually. And that's true if inflation is reduced and interest comes down. Do you see that happening? I mean, I don't see it happening. I got to move forward. I got a few more. CNBC, Netflix ad-supported tier has 40 million monthly users, nearly double previous count. So they put ads in their streams and they doubled their customers. They said 40% of all signups in countries that have had the ad tier available are for the cheaper plan. So they got a cheaper plan. They put, look, you paying for commercials. You know what I do to not hear commercials? to not see commercials? Look at this. Do you see ads on the side of these? Now you go to CNBC and see if you see ads over here and you see ads up here. I go through extreme lengths not to see commercial advertisements, World Wide Web advertisements. I don't even care what it is. Application advertisements. So this blew my mind. I thought they was going to lose money. I was wrong. Walmart is laying off, relocating hundreds of corporate workers across the country. Walmart's in the news. CNBC media companies look to woo advertisers as spending shifts to digital. What does that mean? You're going to see more commercials on your Hulu app, your Amazon Prime app. If you got the Apple, the Apple TV subscription, they're going to start pushing commercials on these joints. Y'all need to understand what a VPN is, what a torrent is, blah, 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 blah. That's all I'll say. Because, look, I ain't doing this. I'm not doing this. CNBC, Tesla's layoffs continue. 600 jobs the company cut in California. Man, they cut 600 jobs. And they listed them. I'm not going to get into that. CNN, Elon Musk's Neuralink is seeking a second person to test its brain chip. Elon Musk's brain implant startup Neuralink is accepting applications for a second human trial participant to test its device, the billionaire said. The request comes 5 months after Neuralink implanted a brain chip into its first human trial participant, 30-year-old Nolan Arbaugh. And just a week after the company admitted that his implant had experienced an unexpected problem. Neuralink said that the threads connecting the chip to Arbaugh's brain had retracted, causing performance issues, although the company said it made adjustments to improve its function. I mean, did they cut into my man's head to make those adjustments, or were those in some sort of firmware? Still, Arbaugh, man, you see how I did? Says the implant, which allows him to control the computer cursor with his brain, has changed his life. Arbaugh has been a quadriplegic since 2016 following a diving accident. Man, you can't just be diving into water, man. You understand? You get tore off. Quote, I didn't have anything to wake up for in the morning, and this has changed that for me, end quote. Arbaugh told Good Morning America in an interview that aired on Friday, conveniently around the same time they need someone else to put that thing in their brain. Quote, I was just very happy that it would be a part of something that I believe is so monumental. This is the next step forward of helping people with paralysis, end quote. And, I agree. I do trust and hope that this is a successful dance for, quadriplegics, people that are deaf, maybe people that can't hear. I think it's great. I just wouldn't be down to do the trial. Ooh, CNN, meet one of the world's most advanced humanoids. Engineered arts robot Amica is incredibly. Let's check it out. I'm gonna mute it though. Where's the mute? I'm gonna mute it. Oh, I guess we're not gonna check it out, but this was weird. The eyebrows were moving. It was squinting. It was, the corners of his nose is moving and stuff. This was wild. I'm trying to, oh, there it is. Check this out. Y'all. Y'all got to see this, man. What? Can I forward this? Oh, 10 seconds. Let me get it. This is terrible, isn't it? What is this? Okay, they're going to show her walking. I'm trying to get to the humanoid. You know what I mean? Because that's what we all want to see, right? That's a cool little bag right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I don't know nothing about bags. You see it? She walking around it, man. Look at this thing. Oh, man, I would run away. I would not. No. Look. Yeah, she's freaking out too. Do y'all understand? And it talks and everything. She's talking to it. I ain't finna play it because it might be copyright or something, She's talking to it, y'all. Look. Look at this. Hold on, man. Let me get to it because this is a long little, I'm sorry for taking y'all time, but y'all got to understand what's happening. Y'all got to understand what's happening. Here it comes. And they're doing this. They're doing this fast. Where's it at? I'm about to give up in a second. Y'all can find this on CNN. This dude made a robot of himself, man. That's weird. And look how much it looks like him. I ain't got time for this. Y'all got, man, look, this is not. This is the future, though. This is the future, you know? And I'm just trying to keep you abreast of what's going on. This dude got himself sitting behind himself, man. He's he's looking at himself. It's the same face. I'm bugging out. We're going to see some crazy stuff in the next 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep y'all ahead of this. I trust y'all, you know. I trust y'all stay ahead of it, you know. But, you know, that's it for current events. I trust y'all learn something. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night. It's very important. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow on current events. Peace, y'all.